Okay, everybody, we're going to go ahead and talk about Chapter 3. We're going to start Chapter 3 this week. And to kick it off, we're going to talk about just problem solving. In particular, this section 3.1 covers a lot of word problems. The slides that I'm going to be make available to you are actually pretty good slides, and they have a step-by-step breakdown on how to go ahead and solve problems that are word problems. And they get some really good examples, and me walking through those isn't of very much use for you. I just want to touch on some highlights, and then of course I'll do some examples that maybe give you guys a way to start. Just keep in mind that there are many ways to solve word problems. However style fits you best, you're more than welcome to use it. The important thing is that one is you have to understand the problem. Don't just try to solve it right away. You have to read it and understand it, make sure it makes sense. And then the next thing you have to do is check to see if your answer makes sense. And normally most of the word problems that we see, we can tell if we've solved them right just by understanding what the answer should be. So again, these slides, I'm not going to walk through it like I normally do, just because I want you guys to actually read through these this week. Some examples are going to be going through. We're going to be covering interest, principal, rate, and time. And they're going to break down how to go ahead and solve these problems and what to look for whenever you're faced with a principal and interest problem. It's just important to remember that you have this governing equation. The interest is equal to the principal times the rate times the time. And typically the rate is going to be given in like we always hear APR, annual percentage rate. That's the rate we'll be talking about. So when we have a rate that is defined as per year, the time that we use has to be also in years. So if they give us like 6 months, we got to remember to convert 6 months into years, and we know 6 months equals 0.5 years. So you do have to take note of that when you're doing interest problems. So again, here's an example. I want you guys to work this on your own. They have really good step-by-step instructions on how to do this. Some of the things like I'm going to talk about are just the highlights. Other types of problems you're going to get into are mixtures. And mixtures are going to be very similar to investment problems. It's just really important for you to stop, understand the problem, read the problem, and see if your answer makes sense. And here they went ahead and broke down a mixture problem. Now, the reason it's so important for you guys to read these, and the reason I'm not going to go through them, is because you kind of have to get like a log of these types of problems in your brain. So when you see the problem, these types of problems pop up again, you kind of have an idea on how to start it and how the answer should look like. So I want you guys just to get familiar with walking through these. You guys will remember them better if I force you to walk through them. The last types of problems we're going to be just talking about are called motion problems, and typically they're going to be like miles per hour, which is a rate over a time, and that's going to give us our distance. Our motion formula we're going to be talking about is distance is equal to the rate times time. So for example, you maybe hear someone say, yeah, we traveled 60 miles an hour on the freeway for 2 hours. How long did they travel? Well, you just have to multiply the rate, which is 60 miles per hour, times 2 hours that they traveled. And since the rate was given in miles per hour, and the time is also given in hours, we can just multiply these, and distance is the product of our rate times the time. So that would be like 120 miles. Again, I want you guys to read through these problems on your own. I know you guys would rather have me spend my time working some other problems, so that's what I'm going to do for this section. A pretty good study tip that they give you in your slides are going to be that you definitely just have to spend time on this section. For those of you that are concerned about your grade, now is a good time to really invest some serious time into the homework, and make sure to do as many homework problems as you can, because that's the only way word problems are going to get easier. And I also suggest this is a good time to maybe get a study group and really sit down and walk through these problems and talk through them with people. That'll really help you out too. So I'll go ahead and do some examples, and good luck.